Welcome into the PFF NFL Daily. Today discussing Taysom Hill, who cashes in once again for the New Orleans Saints. Anytime you have a backup H-back who signed a massive contract, Sam, you got to break it all down. I suggested maybe we talk about some of the other recent deals. Dallas Goedert and the Broncos locking up the great Tim Patrick and even Cortland Sutton. And you said, no, we have to talk Taysom Hill, and that's what we're doing here today. So Taysom Hill, they ripped up the old contract, Sam, and gave him some kind of extension here. What is going on with the Taysom Hill deal?
Yeah, the $140 million fake contract was obviously not good enough, so we had to give him a new made-up, ridiculous fake contract that makes no sense whatsoever. I just don't understand the Taysom Hill thing. It honestly feels like Sean Payton is just trolling the league at this point. Taysom Hill is going to end up coming out of his NFL career with like $100 million based purely off the fact that Payton never wanted to back down and admit that he might not have been Steve Young 2.0.
Yeah, he's played 147 snaps this year.
Yeah?
Taysom. Most of which have not been at quarterback. He's been playing QB and the H-back and the whole thing. Not really playing quarterback, but he's playing.
But it's not like there were, it's not like they didn't have a great quarterback in front of him, or injuries to deal with that would have propelled Taysom Hill into the starting lineup. Oh, no, wait. It was Jameis Winston and then now Trevor Siemian as the starting quarterback.
This is your show, man. I think you should just go for the whole 10 minutes. You're the one who wanted to break this down. You wanted to give the people the ultimate Taysom Hill breakdown. So he's played 147 snaps this year. And I did think it was curious that once Jameis went down, Taysom wasn't the guy. Why was that the case, right? Even when he came back healthy against the Tennessee Titans, or against the Falcons, actually, in Week 9, why wasn't Taysom the quarterback there? So now are the Saints just buying themselves out of the old contract to spread the salary cap even further? Because that's the initial reaction Brad Spielberger, our cap expert, has essentially, we're saving a little 2022 money. And just to refresh everybody, when they said it was a 4-year, $140 million contract, if you are not just a PFF NFL Daily or PFF NFL podcast listener, and you do listen to, ESPN and some of these other folks who don't know what they're talking about sometimes, it was never a $140 million contract. It was mostly fake and void years and the whole thing. So it wasn't like he was making, high-end quarterback money.
Yeah, and look, this was very different to, sometimes you see a contract reported like 5-year, $125 million, and it's a bunch of money that they may never see, but technically it's still there. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's important to get the guaranteed money. This was money that literally was never even there at all. Like it wasn't, they're not years on the contract. They are void years, which don't even get recorded in like the official salary, mechanisms by the league. It's literally made up money. It doesn't exist. It's just there for the purposes of being able to report it for these things. So that the $140 million thing was always ridiculous. But yes, what they've essentially done is taken one fairly ridiculous contract, even independent of the $140 million thing, torn it up and given him a new fairly ridiculous contract. And by the way, you shortchanged my man. You credited him with 140 something snaps.
Yeah, sorry.
You're forgetting the snaps that he played on the punt team and on the punt return team. You are ignoring the great contribution that Taysom Hill makes to the special teams portion of the roster.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, that's my bad. I did shortchange Taysom there. So Adam Schefter had reported it, and other people had reported it's a unique deal, right? It's going to change based off what he actually does. Is this the first time in history we've seen this? Based off if he's QB1 versus if he's tight end, H-back, whatever he is. That's kind of smart, at least, right? For the Saints to put those clauses in.
But doesn't that just feel like more made up mockery of the whole process? Like, if he isn't QB1 now, he's never going to be QB1. Like, if he couldn't overcome Trevor Siemian to start for the Saints once Jameis Winston went down, it's not like somewhere down the line they're going to be, oh, you know what? Now is your time to shine, Taysom. We thought you were too young before, when you were only 29 years old. But now that you're 34, it's your time to rock this number one QB gig.
Yeah, look, I don't care. Siemian played pretty well until this weekend, right? I mean, they took a step back this weekend. Trevor Siemian has not been a disaster. Rumor has it Sean Payton likes to have quarterback plus Taysom, right? Plus Taysom as the H-back. But then if that's the case, pay him like an H-back, right? Like if you didn't want him to be a quarterback, then pay him like a tight end, like a movable chess piece. And look, there have been games this year. He was awesome earlier in the year. In a couple games, running the football where he was just trucking people, 6 missed tackles forced against the Giants. You can get all those numbers with your PFF Elite package with your NFL Pod promo code for 25% off. There have been games where Taysom Hill has been fantastic. Last year, he did fill in nicely as the backup quarterback when Drew Brees got hurt. But again, the price isn't matching what you're getting from him. I'll tell you where the price will match, though. It's over at DraftKings, Sam. How about that? This Thanksgiving, be thankful for family food and free bets. That's right. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. They have a Turkey Day no-brainer that you can't miss. New customers can bet just $1 on any Thanksgiving game and win $100 in free bets if either team scores a point. That's it. If Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet, you can still get in on the Thanksgiving action. Of course, the Saints will be playing there as well. Make your first deposit, and you can play for free for millions of dollars with DraftKings daily fantasy football contest. And DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your money whenever you want. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code PFF. Bet just $1 at any Thanksgiving NFL game and win $100 in free bets if either team scores a point. That's promo code PFF this Thanksgiving at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, and Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, what else you got on Taysom Hill? What are they going to do with him? Like, how are they going to use him going forward?
Do the same stuff they've always been doing with him. That's the thing. It's ridiculous. Taysom Hill will be Taysom Hill, which is essentially a gimmick player on offense and a special teams, bonus. Like Taysom Hill for his entire career, counting passing, receiving, and rushing, has about 2,400 total yards for the Saints in however many years he's been playing now. Was it 4? Cooper Kupp has like 1,200 already this season, and they've already had a bye, right? Like, it's just, what are we doing here with this Taysom Hill stuff?
I think more importantly, Trevor Siemian, if you include when he came in for the against the Tampa Bay Bucks, has a 67 passing grade. So I know his 2 starts, we have a 76, 76, and a 62. 62 is a little bit below average. How much can you really ride out the Siemian train here? Whether you like Taysom Hill as a change of pace or not. Last year, 69 passing grade for Taysom Hill over a similar sample size. So it's like, all right, we don't necessarily know if Trevor Siemian. I mean, it looks like Taysom Hill last year was a slight upgrade over what they've gotten from Siemian's full body of work, but Taysom also brings the run game component. If he's that valuable, why not put the ball in his hands more, not only as a passer, but as a designed runner as well as the starting quarterback? Are we going to see that?
I mean, I don't think they're going to give him the ball. I don't think he's going to play starting quarterback at any point. But the amount of money they're now paying him to be this glorified H-back, tight end, whatever you want to call him, just offensive weapon within the offense, at this point, whatever you're doing with him, he is overpaid. So I think Sean Payton or the Saints generally are now under like legitimate pressure to actually increase his role and make something useful out of him. Like, you can't just be a gimmick player for the amount of money they're going to be paying him. You have to be a significant part of the offense, particularly when you have no like real wide receivers. It's not like you have 3 or 4 guys that are all tearing it up, and therefore Taysom Hill can't be a huge part of this offense. Like, you are desperate for playmakers, so start handing this guy the ball a lot.
My kids are trying to break in and give their Taysom Hill takes as well.
Perfect.
Look, I had less problem when Jameis Winston beat him out, right? Because it's like, all right, well, Jameis Winston's passing upside appears to be higher than Taysom Hill. But if they went into the season, and we debated this all offseason, if they went into the season with Taysom as the starter and built the offense around him, to your point, tapped into the run game, do what the Eagles are doing. I thought we might see Taysom Hill as the starter and have games like the Eagles just did this weekend. 50 carries, 18 of which came from the quarterback. Right. At 5-5, that might be the Saints' best play here. Is Taysom Hill starting quarterback, run game, trust that offensive line, him and Alvin Kamara, carrying the load here for the Saints.
Again, particularly because you don't have receivers. Like, if you're not going to have an expansive, amazing passing game, go the other way. Lean into some crazy designed run game built around Taysom Hill.
I saw somebody point out too. I think it was Trev over PFF Trev saying Trey, saying, hey, maybe this unique deal is something for the hybrid tight ends in the future. Hey, I'm going to be a little bit of pay me to be a little bit of a tight end, a little bit of a wide receiver. Maybe Taysom Hill is the trailblazer for any hybrid player going forward. Either way, it's a unique deal, And the Saints, they're doubling down, maybe saving some money in 2022, but they got to get their money's worth at some point with Taysom Hill. I'm hoping to see him as the starter somewhat soon. It's a PFF.